in this area is not written in the book, but it is written in the heart of men who are living here.
Ang labanan sa Villa Verde ay isang pangyayaring naganap noong World War II. Ito ay kilala bilang labanan sa Villa Verde or pagsalakay sa Villa Verde. Ang mga pagsalakay sa Villa Verde ay bahagi sa pagsulong ng mga pwersa ng mga Amerikano laban sa mga pwersa ng mga Hapon sa Hilagang Luzon. Nueva Vizcaya, Pangasinan Road na ang tawag sa Villa Verde Trail ngayon kung saan matatagpuan ang Sherman'S.
Now U.S. troops, conditioned for this terrain, ever cautious of their footing, plod their way up the hazardous trail. Our attack has been held up by heavy machine gun and mortar fire. An observation post established, M4 tanks are ordered to support the infantry.
I am Ninita Tindaan, one of the daughter of Mangili Tindaan who owned this place. In the beginning, our grandparents, they arrived here around the almost end of 18th century. They come from Tinok and then they went to Benguet. And then my grandparents came here with horse. They from Benguet until here, until they discovered this place. So their lifestyle is livestock. So they take care of all kinds of animal from horse until cow, carabaos, dog, wild pig, chickens, etc. Whatever they can find here, they take care of them and they breed them until they multiply. So their lifestyle is they sell their products going down to near to Pangasinan. So they make that road or as a trail by foot to going down to Pangasinan. So that's their road going down until going to the river until they reach the Barangay Santa Maria in San Nicolas, Pangasinan. But during those days, it was still the time of Spanish time. So actually, according to my grandparents, they did not like the regime of Spanish time. So most of them, because you call them Igorot, but originally we are Igolot. That means old settlers. That's the meaning. But because they could not pronounce the Igolot, everybody already said Igorot. So Igorot means living in the mountains who were already as settlers, the original settlers of the mountains. So they are part of that, and then we are a Kalanguya tribes. Our language is Kalanguya. So when they are living here at that time, so my father is born here in this area, and then some of my brothers and sisters are born here. This is our playground when we were young. While they continue their lifestyle, they have a good friend. His name is Juan Villa Verde. So that is only the best friend of Spanish man, a priest. That is only the man who can come up in this mountain. According to my father, if there is somebody coming here, they put them on a spear, or they cut their head, or they put them on an arrow, because they don't like them, because they see them as a destruction of the mountains, because the mountains they want to preserve. Because most of the people who are coming in the mountain, they destroy the mountains. They are only looking for gold and everything. So that's what's there. Mostly Igorot people, they want to stay in the mountainside, because the idea is we have to protect the mountains, the nature, because once the mountain is protected, the whole area in the lowlands are destroyed. So mostly of the contents or the vitamins of the ground is coming from the mountain with the water. So that is the way how they are. But so when they call it as Juan Villa Verde, that's why they called it Villa Verde Trail. That's the original why it is a Villa Verde Trail. But this is the original Villa Verde Trail going down in this area. And then after that, while the years are coming, the Japanese arrived here in 1942. In 1942, the Japanese attacked Philippines, but some of all the soldiers of the Japanese, they stay around this mountain. And then they have camped also in this area. This is their first camp. in their base camp in this area. So my grandparents and my parents and all the people who were living here, they evacuated nearby Barangay Santa Maria, where it is supported and covered by the American soldiers. So at that time, but they were fighting all the Igorots who are living here. They were fighting the Japanese, but thankful also the guerrillas is their helper. There's no Philippine military who come up here to help us. So the only thing what we can do is we were evacuated. The people who were living here was evacuated as part of our clan. So I was not there in the sense of that I was later born. But that is the story of my father's. But in 1945, we asked help from the American. So first, the military American come up here. They come up here to clear up the way. So what they did is, when the military arrived in Lingayen and Dagupan, so they come together with MacArthur, and then together with the tank. But first, the first military and bulldozers and all the natives here who were evacuated, they take them with them to carry all their materials as a cargador. And then one of my father is one of the cargador, and he was luckily he was the one who is responsible of the radio communication of the Americans. So he was being tinkered. So he was carrying the radio communication, and at the same time with a gun and whatever. So they come up here with the military of the American together with the native as a cargador, and also the guerrillas joined the American military. As I said, there's no military of the Philippines who come up in this mountain during those World War II here in this area, because they are protecting only down. Our military is not enough to come up in the mountain. So when they are coming up with the bulldozers, so that the tank have a way, so they have the bulldozers to take with them. They are following, and the cargadors are coming. They are the one who show the road together with the military American until this tank arrived until here in this area. So this tank is put in this area and in the place where he is now, and then he was that is used for bombing around the mountain against the Japanese. So most of the Japanese, some of them are surrendered, some of them died. Military of the American died, and some of the civilian in the cargadors died. So there are a lot who died in this area, which is horrible. When they have bombed around this area, according to my father, Yamashita was hiding on that area. We call it the Bantay Lakay. But the moment he have seen that the bomb is going on that area, and they are almost defeated, Yamashita went to Kiangan. That's where the place that Yamashita was captured, in Kiangan. So some of the Japanese that was being captured in this area, there's a little bit prison. They make that as a prison area with the Japanese in that place. One evening, according to them, when they think that it was clear, the war is finished, nobody, they have control all the mountains around this area, that no more Japanese. Most of the Japanese surrendered, most of them died, most of them was sick, was already transferred to the hospital and everything. So some of the who was captured here, they were living here, as according to the old folks, that and their understanding, that one of the Japanese who was very skinny, he take a gasoline, I don't know, a bottle of gasoline and whatever. So when the American was already preparing to go home, so but still they are in their possession, one of the Japanese escaped, and then he threw and gasoline in the tank. That's why the tank was burned. So they don't have time anymore to repair. So those people who are in the possession, the American military, died as well. 5 people died in the tank, and also some of the locals who were affected, and some of the people are surrounded was died also in this area. So at that time, they did not have time to take and repair the tank. So what they did is they want to go home. That's why the reason the tank is there. So it's a historical area. There are more to say, but it's not enough time. So I'm just giving the basic. surrounded of Japanese in here area. They are full. A lot of them. And then we thank you. This is really the tank that really saved this area, this place.
Isang tank lang yun.
Isang tank lang. And then the 32nd Division of the American. So this is also a little history which I find it very pity that Santa Maria will not give an 8 attention of the Red Arrow Monument. So I did not mention about that because normally that is a Santa Maria history. I can even give a little Santa Maria history because when they arrive in Santa Maria, they make a point that this will be our point to go to that mountain. So they make a little point of that as their starting area in Santa Maria, where the river you come up. You have seen the bridge there. So if you will go and see in the museum, I will show to you. So they make a point there. So the moment the war is finished, they make a monument of the 32nd Division who was fighting here. So that is their things, like that is their how you can say history of the beginning and history of the end. And that's why there is a red arrow. That means, so these are the 32nd Division who make it at the start of 1945, which the Pangasinan have to make that a little bit effort to make a little bit museum about the monument and barangay. Because I'm contacting one of the barangay of Santa Maria that they have to, the old monument that is already fall down, which was never been taken care, they will have to put in a special monument, and then they will build a new one as a duplicate, but it has to be in Santa Maria. So and then because that monument have a connection of this tank.
Ano talaga to galing talaga sa tatay niya, nagkwento talaga anong pinagdaanan na. And to think Santa Maria dun sa baba, yun ma'am, ang layo-layo ng nilakad.
Yeah, they have to walk, all the cargadores, they have to walk, and then they have to shop, yung lilinisan pa nila para makadaan yung bulldozer. Kasi lilinisan para makaakit itong tangke na to.
Kalikasan, you remember the boxcar? Yung sabi ko sa'yo, dun lahat ng prisoners and dun the death march. Kaya pinakita namin yan sa kanya, ma'am. Dinaanan namin lahat yung sa death march. Tapos sabi ko, yung kaya na parang sa death march hanggang sa boxcar na ano niya na. Pumunta din kami kay MacArthur sa Leyte.
Yes, because also the connection. I shall return.
I shall return. Kaya parang, wow, nakukonect ko siya yung history niya.
So maybe you can, what I said to you, you can see there's a little video, but
okay,
you can hear my husband will talk about the military techniques, how it's happened and everything here. So it's a continuation, I think.
Okay, sige po. Yes.
Here in Mangilitindahan Historical Park, we, aside from day camping, about day visiting, we offer also a campsite. We have a little campsite, but it's limited. So the price of our camp per head is 350. So those people who want a car camping, you can bring your car going down, but it has to be 4x4. You can reserve in our page, the Mangilitindahan Historical Nature Park. Come as a day visiting, you can come as a day camping, or you can have to, if you want more experience, the wind, the dark, and the smell of our pine trees. That will be good, and the sound of the birds. So, and then look around in this area, and then we have also nice places around the area. Those people who want to hike, so with somebody who will guide them to hike going down, so they can go down to the river where the trail started. That trail is the continuation of where this come. So that is the trail. But for now, we don't have a personnel who trained to be going there. So we will finish first the trail. So that will be the next project. So don't be tired coming here. This building is almost finished. So if those people who cannot tolerate the cold outside for camping, who just want to arrive and have a place to stay, we have this. It might occupy this around 10 people. Or a family of 15, magsiksikan na lang. So this is yung CR natin. So this area, this will be a room, like a stock room, kung yung mga stock na pwedeng parintahan. Because it's always cold, you have always an open fire. And then if you want a barbecue, we have a little, magpagawa ako ng barbecue set. In here, I would like to bring like an eating area. This is an eating area. So we are preparing a little kitchen here, overlooking to the other side. Then that will be with mirror, so you can look around from here, from there. And upstairs we have, normally when it's a family, you would like to put this one as a little bit living room.
Oh, yeah.
Or sleeping, and you can sleep as well at the same time. Then we have a balcony. If you are one just looking in the seats on that side, we have a balcony. And then up a little steps, we have a room here. So if we are just a family, it will accommodate, I think, how many people here? 5. We have a shower and toilet to be comfortable, so you don't have to go out anymore. So, and then we have the door going down, going to the terrace. So here. And then we will be putting a chair here, so if you want to relax. We have underground, be careful here. We will putting there. So we have an underground. We have also an open fire in the underground. Because here is sometimes cold. Then we have a little kitchen. We can put a bread. Then you have on a fire. Then you can have a fire and you can cook by wood. So the small here. Yeah. So it's still all going on, and then we have a little lavabo. So it's a picnic, so you don't need too much. But we are still finishing it, so that it will be finished. Then on the other side of the building, we are building additional CR. So this is the eating area. So the plan of the eating area is we will be putting a roof. So that because when it's windy, you are still okay inside. And then the major project that I will be imposing also is we will have a nursery. Maybe it's nice all visitors will plant trees on that area. Some foresters, they said they're gonna help us to implement that all visitors will require to plant at least a trees. So they will come from time to time to visit them when they are growing. And there will be also a library. So that area, if they are finished, that will be part of the building, will be a library. We have already a books, but we don't have yet a place to put on. So we put first the book. It will be an extension of nursery house. It's not yet finished. I think they are very slow. And then after that, we will have a native poultry. Then one thing more, I think my desire is I would like to preserve the birds, because some of the birds that we have before, they are no longer not here. So one day I would like to have a birds area as well. I could acquire a native Philippine trees, and somebody might donate some. I will welcome you. All the trees that you can, if you can donate us as saplings, that we can put it here and we can plant it, so you can come and visit someday. We have also a little store, the basic needs, and we have a coffee shop. You can have a native coffee here, which is grown up in Santa Fe. We have also we could promote also rice coffee. We call it Tanky rice coffee, and we call it Tanky Joe coffee. Why it's Tanky Joe? There's also a history. During the time when the American military was here, together with the native drinking rice coffee, and the American bring, of course, American coffee with all this fantasy, but they have noticed that their coffee is almost finished. So what they did, they mixed the coffee with the rice coffee, so they have enough to use it, and then it was good, so they call it a Tanky Joe. That's the little history. And we have also a native traditional in this area, like this one. This one they use it for rice wine. So now we use it for water to drink, and it's cold. So we are all restoring the old traditional culture in terms of materials, morals, and also the values that we have. So someday we might have also, we call the kanyaw. So there will be a dancing of Igorots people, the Kalanguya, how they do a festival. So we have also here, we call it dangdanga. But of course a little bit, it's not on the stone anymore because it's difficult. We use that, mostly people, we cook here. And then because it's cold, so there is a continuation of warm hot water. So while we are cooking there, we sit down on that area to make it warm. And then most of the animals that we have butchered, we keep the head and then the jaw. So you keep that as a souvenir, but there's also a meaning. That means that's not the end. You will butcher more and more. So we have a cow, carabao, horses, pigs. And then we have, this is what we call kayabang. We use that to put kamote. So we carry it on our back. So you can, if you want to see it in the museum, you can try it. So these are, we call akbot. So when we butchered animal, especially like sometimes they do kambing or cow, they use that, the skin. They remove it and let it dry. So that will be your backpack. And then we hold the packaging. That's also made of uway. So those are the things that we do. We have the baskets. We have the giyag where to put some our, which is already local. It's some of them on the lowland they use it as well. The reason why there is a flag is because even though they did not come here, our military, but as a whole, as a Filipino, we have to raise our flag. That thank you for the victory for all of us, and thank you for the American military who helped us. But we thank you also for the Japanese who surrendered, that they did not continue the war at the end. So we always give them a praises because we are now as one. We end at the war, and I can say that also the Japanese is helping us as well in the government wise, in American, and especially our mahal na kong Pilipinas. So we thank you for our as a whole. Here you can see the mohon. They call it the boundary dispute of Nueva Vizcaya and San Nicolas, Pangasinan. That is Region 1 and Region 2. So according to them, put one legs, you are in the Pangasinan. Put one legs, you are the Nueva Vizcaya. But in my side, I love both sides. That is their, there's a sign, so they point it like it that way. So somebody measured that and another engineering, and this one was the Namra. We have also Starlinks. Morning, ikakat namin, but in the evening, when work is finished, we open the internet. May signal ng smart doon sa ilalim ng tree. Ng globe minsan nandito. Basta may 5G ka. So I always say that this history in this area is not written in the book, but it is written in the heart of men who are living here. So we are trying to transfer mouth to mouth, to generation to generation. So I'm asking, thank you very much for supporting in this park, especially those people who understand very much. And thank you that they are supporting us with your payment of the entrance fee that will help to improve this park. And salamat po, mabuhay tayong lahat.
Thank you, thank you.
So sooner, manang sooner magkaroon nito.
Oo, slowly.